Okay, recording is in progress. Thank you so much for joining us. This is Andrew Williams Jr. I'm very pleased to represent through AHIABGA-TV this opportunity for the multinational enterprises and strategies in climate risks. The case study today is Jordan. This is an Arabic and bilingual edition. We have Dr. Yewande Okunoren Oyekenu, who will be our host here today, and she'll be able to introduce our attendees. I'm going to briefly share my screen with our station identification. We would like everyone to know that you can go to AHIABGA-TV and be able to get a replay of today's event. But we would ask you also to subscribe to our station. Just go to YouTube, AHIABGA-TV network, and join us. Click notifications, and this video will be uploaded there, as will our other videos. So you'll be able then to be able to share all of our upcoming videos as well. Thank you so much. I'm turning it over to Dr. Yewande. Only if you unmute yourself can we hear you.
I am so sorry. Thank you, everyone. For those who haven't been joining us throughout the month of February, this is our fourth and final Black History Month lecture series. It has been complimentary, so I owe that thanks to His Highness Andrew Williams Jr. You have been attending these sessions free of charge, but very soon we hope that we can all support our charity. Today, the major charity we are featuring is WHOPE, World Humanitarian Organization for Peace and Equity, with headquarters in Nigeria. And the session we are having today is Arabic bilingual. When people celebrate Black History Month, the focus is on English-speaking Black people. So many Black History Month programs is on English-speaking Black people, but there are people who they have Black history tales and it's not told in English. There's so many people in the Caribbean, in South America, in Europe, you know, where Black history is also celebrated, but it's not in English. And when translation happens, a lot gets lost during translation. So for us to understand each other, it's best we meet at a meeting where we can say, oh, I speak this and this, or I can translate this to this. So today, especially for our Black heroes who are bilinguals, who are multilinguals, I was hoping Dr. Ambassador Nala Suleiman, she's one of the translators. However, she is the editor-in-chief for this book because I am English speaking and Yoruba, and she's English and Arabic. This project started to target bilinguals to improve access to healthcare in hospitals in the United States. The US healthcare system spends a lot on translation. However, we were unable to get medical terminologies in Arabic language because many people, the only Arabic they understand is in related to religion. So to make Arabic language for healthcare workers easy, we had to start with something that's not related to healthcare, not related to anything, just something to teach you Arabic, okay, other than your Quran. This is religion. Now let's go to daily lives. We found out that even those who were had high positions in Islamic religion could not even read anything other than the Quran. So there's so many things written in Arabic language. Arabic, other than the religion, is a language. And I'm happy that the translator of this book, she's not a Muslim. She attended University of Jordan, and she speaks in Arabic so fluently, and she really wants to learn Yoruba and other Nigerian languages. And I was like, just take your time. So we want to encourage our country representatives. When you find yourself in a host country, maybe you were transferred by your organization, or you were appointed by your organization to serve in your country, or you're going to serve in another country, the first thing you should learn is the language. Other than speaking your local language, you need to understand the local language of your host community. Otherwise, your company is going to fall like a pack of cards. And the translators of this book, I'm happy that I will share my screen, His Highness. I hope I'm able to.
Yes, of course. Make sure you also share your audio and video as well.
Yes, I am doing that. So I'll just move this to the side. So do let me know when you can see my screen.
Yes, we can now see your screen.
Yes, I've received a message. You can see my screen. I wouldn't be able to let people in while I'm reading, so I'll be happy if somebody else can let people in.
It's automatic. They can come in without having to request admission. Thank you.
So, yeah, good. So, multinational enterprises and strategies in climate risk. The case study for today is Jordan, and it's an Arabic bilingual edition. So when we say Arabic bilingual, it could be Arabic and Hausa, it could be Arabic and French, it could be Arabic and anything else. So it is in Arabic and English language. Ambassador Nala Suleiman is not here. I would have liked her to read the Arabic translation, but hopefully she can join us soon. I am the author of this book. This book is actually an extract. This is chapter 12 of Strategic Management for Global Business Leaders. But because this chapter 12 talks about Jordan, and we're trying to get as many people into the Arabic language learning course, we took something that's relating to their environment, which is the Middle East. Bisan Abu Aita, as I have explained, she is Palestinian and she's schooled in Jordan. Our hearts are with her at this time. We have Al Mubashir Abibullah, he's Nigerian. We have Mohammed Al Kuja, he's Moroccan. And we have Ambassador Nala Suleiman, the editor-in-chief. She is a WHOPE member and she is based in Sudan. She is a nurse. When we started the Black History Month endorsements, we started with the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. And over time, I was promoted from national coordinator to multinational coordinator at the International Human Rights Commission. And now I have 5 countries: United Kingdom, Republic of Ireland, United States of America, Canada, and Mexico. I'm happy that because these 5 countries are one of the greatest countries of the world, a lot of issues that we're facing in the world, it depends on what happens in these countries. And I'm glad that I've had the experience of managing the volunteers in these countries. So if you are new to WHOPE or IHRC and you're a country representative, you are in the right place. I think, not bragging now, but I think you can learn 1 or 2 things from me. If you look at the cover design, you see that it shows a receding ocean. So that's why we said case study Jordan. Jordan is a place that has faced scarcity of food and water, and that's reflected in the cover page of the book. So we have water receding as time goes on, climate change has happened, and you have to walk further into the ocean, to get water, for example, instead of it coming there as it used to be in the past. So we're seeing the effects of climate change negatively, but what do we do about it at national and multinational coordinators? I will just take excerpts from the book. We will make arrangements for everybody to get this book. If you can get it, it's on Amazon for global distribution. And if you can't get it, do let me know. There are 2 sponsoring organizations for this session today. That's World Humanitarian Organization for Peace and Equity and International Human Rights Commission, who has decided to provide a certificate of attendance. However, we are hosted today by His Highness Andrew Williams Jr., and we are grateful as he is one of the educators for climate change session. He's also been endorsed. Multinational enterprises and strategies in climate risk. Case study Jordan. This research paper comprises of 2 sections. Section A describes the private-public partnerships, PPP, that multinational enterprises engage in, as well as factors that affect foreign direct investment. While Section B explains the strategies they use in managing climate risk. Private-public partnerships involving both the private sector and the public sector are not exempted from risk. The best approach for a successful partnership will be preferred, as well as the option of sources of funding like foreign direct investment. Jordan has been the focus of the news lately due to its current health hazards as a result of climate change. This paper will focus on Jordan as one of the countries with green initiatives and climate bonds in spite of its hardships, how MNEs have been able to manage the climate risk, and Jordan will be analyzed. I'll stop sharing my screen for a bit. Yeah, and we'll go back to questions. So I will start with the country representative for Malawi. He's dropped off now, but his assistant is here, Jacinta Amao. Jacinta has been able to translate English language into medical literature into Chichewa language, and she has done a fantastic job. So when we celebrate Chichewa language, let us remember that there are 17 languages. So this is Arabic. They're struggling to have Arabic terminologies, medical terminologies in Arabic language. So we've started their training with something simple, and by the time they graduate as medical language translator trainees, they will have a Arabic language for healthcare workers in written form. So Jacinta, I will start with you. You've done very well, on healthcare translation for patients. I would ask you, as assistant to the country representative for Malawi, what do you define as a multinational enterprise?
It's basically an organization that encompasses different types of countries. Yeah, multinationals, basically. Yeah. So it can be people from Nigeria, Ghana, US, all in one, I can say all working together to achieve one goal. And in this instance, you're talking about climate change. So it's a problem that is affecting everyone. So we all have to hold hands and try to think of the best way to manage the problem.
Okay. I'll move to Frank Mills Akufu. Frank Mills, please introduce yourself, your country, and define multinational enterprise.
Just as Frank unmutes himself, I do want to say he's here as an invitee through our own AHIABGA network. He's one of our goodwill ambassadors focusing on tourism, and he is from Ghana. So, of course, Ghana has multiple languages and tribes such as Akan. But Frank, I see your microphone is unmuted, so please introduce yourself, your organization, etc. Thank you.
Right. Thank you very much. And I salute all of you, and congratulations to all of you for the wonderful work you are doing for our beautiful world. My name is Frank Musa, from Service to Mankind Foundation, founder and CEO. I am from Ghana, currently in Accra. Yeah, multinational. Sorry, you asked about
multinational enterprise.
Individuals from different countries or organizations from different countries come together with the sole aim to achieve one objectives, and like the AFDAC, which is for the African continent doing business. For instance, the African continent doing business together to achieve a social economic relief for its people. And when I say Africa, only Africa, about citizens from other parts of the world coming together with the understanding of establishing a business, a project for the benefit of his people. So yes, yeah, I think that's how I understand it, but I think I need some more education on that also. Tourism, like my father said, yes, my father, Mr. Andrews, has said, yes, of course, it's a very wonderful thing that is happening here. Ghana is sort of, we're trying to move from the old age into the modern Africa we all want, and it's beautiful. The economic news, the challenges on the ground are different, but it is very inspiring to see the change we want to see. Recently, the news is the importation of not electric, but trains from Poland to Ghana, and to boost the transit way tourism, because in this case, people can easily get to other parts of the country. And this train project is going right away up to Burkina Faso, which is a good thing for the West African
I think he's being cut off.
Yes, its network connection is stable.
Okay.
So
Frank, yeah, Frank, thank you so much. Your network,
we are
your network is not stable, but
to
in the
the
chat, if you
world.
could type
Yes.
in your organization and your email and contact information so that we can follow up with you, please, Frank.
Yes, so I will give you that as a take-home assignment. And this, yes, His Highness.
I have a definition I'd like to submit.
Yeah, I'm still getting to you. I'm still
Okay.
getting to you. I'm still getting to you. So I will give you all as a take-home assignment. But before we start racking our heads, we have in this meeting organizations that are multinational enterprises, and I will let them define. So I will let His Highness Andrew Williams Jr. speak first. Sir, as an MNE, can you define what a multinational enterprise is?
Well, actually, I like to begin at the beginning and realize that we all have information at our fingertips. In addition to using our phones just for communications, we can also use it to do research on a basis at any time. So just for example, Eurostat has a definition of a multinational enterprise, as it's also sometimes called a multinational corporation, or just multinational or international corporation. It's an enterprise producing goods or delivering services in more than one country. In the particular case of Frank, for example, his organization is based in Ghana, but it also, because it's dealing with tourism, they are able to attract businesses from other countries, but it's only when he has a representative in another country, I believe, that he could be considered as a multinational enterprise. And this next definition here is that a multinational enterprise has its management headquarters in one country, the home country, while also operating in other countries. So Dr. Yewande, I want to first give you recognition and appreciation for being a real life multinational enterprise. And the ball is back in your court.
Thank you very much. We are not going to award marks today, but very soon we're getting there. We're getting there. So International Human Rights Commission, for example, is a multinational enterprise. It is a human rights organization based in Switzerland as its headquarters. However, it has 7,500 volunteers across the world, and this covers 60 countries. So all these 60 countries report back to a volunteer coordinator in Switzerland, and we have multinational coordinators. For example, I am a multinational coordinator for 5 countries. So for multinational enterprises, for example, they not only do business in other countries other than where they are registered originally, but they have representatives in each of these countries managing. So I could be Nigerian, for example, and find myself in Ghana. Now, I wouldn't say because I'm Nigerian, I'm not going to speak to the people in Ghana. How am I going to do business? So, for instance, I know Frank Mills is in Ghana, then I would like to work with him to collaborate to make sure that my company grows well in my host country. So let's look at multinational enterprise as education, for example. When you take your bag from Malawi and go to Nigeria to study, you're an international student. When you take your bag from the United States and go to Ghana to study, you're an international. As long as you're leaving one place to another, you're an international. So if you find yourself in the United States, registered in the United States and doing business only in the United States, then you're doing business in your home country. But when you leave the United States and go to other countries, even if it's not America alone, you're already multinational because you've cut across many nations. So multiple national nations, enterprise, doing business, goods and services. And so when we say case study Jordan is a perfect example because there's so many businesses, especially humanitarians. When you hear UNICEF, the first thing that comes to your mind is maybe Jordan, Syria, Pakistan, and places like this. So I think we should take this as a home assignments, and I want to see your answers in the next 1 week. So you're going to submit. I'll send you my number, or you can get in touch with His Highness Andrew Williams Jr. We want you to write the names of multinational enterprises in your home country. These are the companies that you are going to work with. If you're a WHOPE country director or you're an IHRC country director, these are the countries you're going to work with. So when you have a multinational enterprise, they have the capacity of expanding. They could say, okay, we are not yet in Malawi, but we have somebody there we are thinking of. So as a country representative, you can help an organization. And that's when you hear things like franchise. So you could say, oh, Amazon is not on my country list. Oh, Dr. Yewande's books, we don't have it in Malawi because Amazon does not deliver to Malawi. So we're now going to supply chain management. These countries where these multinationals have their businesses, how do their staff, for example, if they are into the sale of biscuits, how do their staff get the biscuits from the parent company to the host country to say, oh, these are the biscuits, they have arrived. So we're going to look now at supply chain management, A, and B, we are also going to look at foreign direct investment. So who is going to take supply chain management and who is going to take foreign direct investment? I want responses. Who's going to take supply chain management? Mr. Frank is looking down. Somebody should take supply chain management.
Well, I'll have to step up for foreign direct investment. My own company is focused here in the United States, but we do actually have attracted foreign direct investment into the Philippines. We have a Tourism for SDGs project there, where we brought in investors from the African royalties, from Jewish Americans, from Indigenous Americans, from private trusts, nonprofit organizations, and also private enterprises, all to take advantage of the difference in the value of the currency. So, for example, about 2 years ago, the United States started raising their interest rates. For many people around the world, particularly in Asia, and let's say in the Philippines, for example, many of the United States companies, multinationals, pull out of those countries. So a private organization like ours was able to come in, bringing foreign direct investment and take advantage of the opportunity that was left when those bigger corporations pulled out. So I would undertake the responsibility for addressing the foreign direct investment example, Dr. Yewande.
Thank you very much, Your Highness. So I will talk on supply chain management. Before I talk about supply chain management, I want somebody, if you've ever bought anything on Amazon, can you raise up your hand? Amazon. If you are in Africa, not His Highness now, if you're in Africa and you've ever bought something on Amazon and it was delivered to you, can you raise up your hand? I'm not seeing any hands. Okay. In the UK and in the US, if you've got something on Amazon and you've had it delivered, can you raise up your hands? I'm raising up my hand. I'm raising up my hand. Yeah. So that shows you that Amazon still, as an MNE, still has work to do. Yes, Mr. Frank, you're raising up your hand for. Yeah, I can see your hands raised. Did you buy something in Africa or outside Africa from Amazon and get it delivered?
You have to unmute yourself, Frank. We can't hear you.
Mr. Frank, please unmute yourself. We can't hear you. Mr. Frank, we can't hear you. You need to unmute yourself, please. We're unable to hear. Okay, maybe you can go to the chat room. Yes, so that shows you that even Amazon, the global Amazon, you know, everybody loves Amazon, but they still have a lot of work to do themselves. So that's the issue of supply chain management. The reason why we have MNEs and why we have country representatives is because these companies want to expand. I mean, no matter how rich you are, you want to be richer, because the moment you relax, your competitor might take an advantage, you know, and you become disadvantaged and you lose your customers. So, for example, my books in African languages are available on Amazon. But the people who have written these books, for example, Jacinta is here, she's yet to receive her translator copy, because these books will take longer time, probably 2 months more, to get to Malawi than it will get to somebody in the UK or in the US. The reason is because of supply chain management. However, during the COVID-19 pandemic, there was a lot of collaboration with supply chain management. Everybody in the world was, you know, putting on masks, but not every country was producing masks. And those who were into this business had to use 3D printing if they're because there was closure at borders. So they had to use 3D printing. For books, for example, people were getting contracts. So if I find a printer, you know, a publisher in Malawi, I could go into a collaboration and ask them to print my books locally for the people of Malawi only. You know, maybe their publishing firm cannot distribute books outside Malawi. So those are the ways where supply chain management can be applied. If you have a product you sell on Amazon, I'm saying Amazon so much because almost, you know, every person who sells a book uses Amazon. You find out that Amazon is not in these countries physically, but Amazon partners, like my publisher is Lulu Books on North Carolina, but they're not here in England, but they have printers, they have publishers in England that print this book. So books are not sent to me from the United States. I get my books printed in the UK and I have to package them and send them to Africa so that it gets there faster. And that's how I have sent books down to those in Nigeria. But for Malawi, we're trying our best to see if we can partner. And Amazon for now is the only place. So let Amazon do what they are good at doing. Amazon themselves did not write this book. I wrote the book at the comfort of my home in England. However, the books are in places I've seen people write me to to say, oh, I saw your book on the Turkish website. Oh, I saw even the translators are happy. The translator of the book we're studying today is based in Jordan and Palestine, and she's so happy seeing our book on Amazon. So I'll share my screen again so that the questions we were asking, let me see if I can get to that screen. Yes, do let me know when you can see my screen. So we will appreciate this when we get the books sent to us. I'm trying my best to see if I can get soft copy sent, but the publisher doesn't approve of this, and that's why we have to send books. So pending when we have the major book in ebook format, and that's part of supply chain management achievements. People are now going into ebooks because Africans, of course, can download ebooks and on Kindle, and everybody gets to read instead of printing and reducing printing. We can reduce printing due to climate change and climate risk. If you have any questions, please go to the chat room. And if not, please listen attentively. I'll pick up from where His Highness stopped. So, factors that affect foreign direct investments. Foreign direct investments, as with other investments, have benefits and risk associated with them. At the same time, an advantage to one company may be a risk to another, depending on its sector and origin. US parent firms, for instance, like to outsource their manufacturing processes to a country that has low wages, speaking English, as well as access to the world market in the form of seaports, as air and land transportation will be quite expensive for their finished products. This implies that a combination of more than one variable is required for efficient practice by MNEs. Page 2017 lists the following as the factors associated with FDIs and how MNEs mitigate against transfer risk. Political risk. Politics is always a factor to consider before MNEs can choose a subsidiary. There will be chaos in a country where the political rulers are not open to foreigners and their businesses. This has been the case in many emerging economies where political rulers raise tariffs overnight or due to poor governance and their attacks on foreign businesses. Domestic manufacturers always feel the need for the government to favor their products, protectionism, even if their products are of inferior quality to those of foreign manufacturers. The principle of protectionism can limit the number of products or affect the price per product if domestic products sell cheaper, forcing international manufacturers to lower their prices to match those of local producers in the host country, often leading to losses. Political unrest is not to be left out in this class of risk. Transport and infrastructure. As explained earlier, transportation facilities and necessary infrastructure for business are essential factors affecting FDI. Without a good network of roads, as is the case in places like Africa and some parts of Asia, so if you're a representative from Africa and Asia, do take note. MNEs will find it challenging to get their raw and finished products to their locations. Landlocked areas are usually tricky to choose for the establishment of a subsidiary. China is an excellent example of a place with transport access due to its proximity to the sea, and most of its exports are by the sea. Good source of electricity, internet facilities, amongst others, are necessary for the efficient running of the company. So it's not like I'm reading the whole of the book. I will encourage us to register for the workshop when we're starting in March. So let's focus on the case study. Section 2, the financial implications of climate change in Jordan. Climate change problems like global warming, leading to an incremental rise in temperature over the years, have led to health risks for this generation and the future one. The advancement of industrialization has been linked with the climate change risk to the extent that children are now forming societies to help them voice their concerns for themselves and the future generation. Robert 2019. Foreign direct investment by MNEs has been discussed in the previous section, and in terms of an unfavorable situation like climate change risk in the host countries where MNEs have their subsidiaries, business opportunities can still arise despite such risk. Among 13 emerging economies rising in insurance schemes for renewable energy and climate-related projects are Kenya, Bangladesh, Mongolia, and Jordan, due to the availability of such funds to the public. King 2016. Who is the country representative for Kenya at WHOPE? Jacinta, I'll give you the job of writing the countries and their names, African countries now, and the names of the representatives. Water supply, for instance, can be a form of corporate social responsibility or for-profit measures, and this has been the order of the day in Jordan due to the annual receding of 1 meter along the ocean. This section will examine Jordan as a case study for a country with climate change issues, the currently available financial strategies like green bonds taken by MNEs in that country, and argue in support of the pros and cons of green bonds. So we have case study Jordan, and His Highness has talked about FDI. So case study, foreign direct investment and climate change in Jordan. According to Robert 2019, in Jordan, the second most water scarce country in the world, continued and scaled up action is needed to protect this precious resource for children and future generations. Foreign direct investment is considered one of the most appropriate private-public partnerships, but for the case of Jordan, climate change has brought about hardship for both governments and multinational enterprises. Investment from Gulf countries has been a source of FDI for Jordan until the situation turned around in 2006 due to an increase in geopolitical and economic crisis, which became persistent, leading to a rapid decline in FDI inflows from $2 billion in 2017 to $950 million in 2018, Nadia 2016. Despite these issues, Jordan is still a destination for M&As due to the free trade zones, a reputable banking system, as well as the presence of advanced infrastructures that all contribute to strengthen private-public partnerships. Jordan is ruled by King Abdullah, backed by a strong army, giving it a sense of political stability. The excellent relationship it maintains on the international front with the US, the EU, the IMF, and Gulf monarchies is one that has set it as a destination for those MNEs and development organizations. I'll stop screen sharing. So your take-home assignment: write the names of MNEs in your countries, which I have said. Now, we're talking about climate change, green bonds. Can you identify the reason why, despite the risk, climate change risk and other risks or disasters in your countries, can you explain why investors still keep coming to Africa, for example, if you're in Africa? His Highness is here, and I know that he's had relations in Philippines, other than Africa, and the United States, obviously. And of course, if we were to have a workshop, I'm sure His Highness will be the most active student. So today's award, we're giving it to His Highness Andrew Williams Jr. He is an MNE, as we can see, and he has been active in the class. So other than His Highness Andrew Williams Jr., I'm recommending everybody to please register for the course Multinational Enterprise. As long as you're a country coordinator, whether it's International Human Rights Commission, whether it's WHOPE, whatever the name of your organization, you need to register. So your name and the name of your organization is what I need. Jacinta is not a country representative, but as an assistant to the country representative of Malawi, that's a huge position. In case Dr. Emmanuel is not available, you are his right hand. So that's huge. And an assistant country representative in one country is by far higher than maybe a state or a county representative in another country. The only difference is that one country is richer than the other. So which country are you representing? Well, a country is a country, and a country, I mean, a president is a president. You don't say because your country is richer than mine, no, you are more president than I am. No. So we are in this meeting to celebrate our country representatives and to open their eyes to their immediate environment. Yes, we may not have money. Oh, Malawi may be the third poorest country, but there are things in Malawi that we can use to improve our nation. That being said, I will let His Highness give us his closing remarks, and we can end this session. His Highness Andrew Williams Jr., over to you. And thank you for being active in the class. Those are because this is executive education. This is executive education. So thank you, Your Highness. Congratulations.
Well, thank you. I had only intended to be here to host this for you, but I couldn't resist pitching in. So again, we want to thank everyone for attending today. It's been multinational enterprises and strategies and climate risks. The case study today was Jordan, and Her Excellency, Dr. Yewande, was able to introduce to us an example of not just multinational enterprises, but also examples in foreign direct investment. We also want to thank our special guest, Mr. Frank Mills from Ghana, and we want to invite all of you to connect with Dr. Yewande so that we can prepare in advance for our next class and be better prepared. Before I close, I want to ask you all to simply go to youtube.com and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's the AHIABGA-TV network. We're going to download today's session that we just got through doing, then upload it. So if you're a subscriber and you click on the notification button, you will get each one of our videos, and you'll also be able to access the over 300 videos we've done over the last 2 years. So I'm going to turn it back over to you, Dr. Yewande, for any closing thoughts, and then we'll end today's session. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, His Highness Andrew Williams Jr., Mr. Frank Mills Akufu, the WHOPE country representative for Malawi is here, Dr. Emmanuel Okunoren Oyekenu, and his assistant, Jacinta Mao. Somebody has just joined us and says, WHOPE official. Can we hear from you, WHOPE official? We are yet to hear from WHOPE official. As we say our goodbyes, I'll give us the opportunity to do our chat room active, and we'll start with WHOPE official. WHOPE official has arrived at the end of the meeting.
Thank you so much, Dr. Yewande. This is Dr. James, Minister of Battery. I'm in transit. I just came in to mark the presidents. So thank you so much.
You're welcome, sir. So for those who are here and they don't know Chaplain Dr. James Obatumimbi, that's the president of WHOPE, headquartered in Nigeria. So Mr. Frank Mills, he was having connection problems. Dr. Emmanuel, we didn't hear from you today. Are you able to say something? Dr. Emmanuel. Jacinta, yeah, Dr. Emmanuel. Good.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you very much. Just grateful, and my joy is just to because I've been part of this late team. I'd like to thank Dr. Yewande, and also I'd like to thank for organizing this very important meeting. I'm thankful, and on behalf of the nation of Malawi, I say thank you to you. Thank you.
You're welcome, Dr. Emmanuel. So that being said, I look forward to your emails. For those that don't know, please get in touch with me. I'm putting my phone number in the chat room now, and I expect you all to do that. So if you want to go to the chat room quickly, please put your name and your number. We have 2 minutes to do that, please. So if you're not able to do that, you can just send me a WhatsApp message. So that's my WhatsApp number. Designers, can we unmute everyone so they can say their goodbyes?
Everyone can unmute themselves, but I'll ask them to, and I'll share our gallery in case anyone wants to give a goodbye wave to the audience. You can open up your video and we can give everyone a goodbye wave or not, but the ball's in your court. This is that time.
Thank you. It was a great meeting. Thank you.
All right, Jacinta, thank you.
Thank you, everyone. For those that don't know, International Human Rights Commission is interested in this course, and they will be giving a certificate of attendance. So it's going to span for the month of March. I just want to take my time. As I said, I'm preparing for my fellowship exam so that by the time I'm giving you a certificate, you know who's handing it over to you. You know, it's going to be from a fellow. So that's what we're just, everybody's waiting for that. I mean, it comes nice on your certificate to say certificate of attendance, and you have my name and His Highness's name, and even the American College of Health Executives will be happy about it. So that's why we spend so much in academia, and by the time it comes, it benefits everybody. If I'm going to be teaching multinational enterprises, and I've never left Nigeria, for example, I have nothing to teach. But even my organization is having issues now, because when I do a radio talk show in Nigeria, everywhere is in blazes. And she's not representing Nigeria. Why is she doing it? Excuse me, I am Nigerian. I have a right to speak on any Nigeria. I don't need to inform any country representative that I'm going live. It's my country, and I'm like, okay, if you want to challenge me, come to the UK and take a slot and do something without telling me, but they can't. So even the fear, Jacinta has faced that. Asking doctors to read a book in local language is scary. So we're grateful we're in this meeting because of the kindness of our Arabic translators. They served with WHOPE. I think the contract has expired. So Chaplain Dr. James, they are going to need new WHOPE certificates as Arabic translators, but we can't teach any Arabic classes if they are not they don't have IDs, or they don't have affiliations. So congratulations to everybody that made it this far. Being a country representative is not an easy task, I must tell you, as a multinational coordinator. It's not an easy task. I hardly sleep. Just be prepared, because when you're a country representative, my advice is be careful what you say. Do not promise what you don't have. You cannot help everybody, I can assure you. There are times you cry because you want to help, but you can't help. So please take this advice from me. Dr. Emmanuel's number is in the chat room. Frank Mills Akufu's number is there. If you are in this meeting, you probably know Andrew Williams Jr.'s Andrew at Andrew Networks is written there. So that being said, Chaplain Dr. James Obatumi, please, we would like to have a list of the names, emails, and countries they represent, of the WHOPE country representative. This is an executive education, and we are looking forward to WHOPE giving out certificate of attendance as well to their country representative for the training certificates. The reason why it has to have a certificate of attendance is because when you put somebody in a place of power, such as a country representative, if they fail, it comes back to us because they'll say, well, nobody trained me. But I must tell you today that nobody trained me at the International Human Rights Commission. It's on-the-job training. I asked, I applied for this position because I said I am fit and I have done this, I have done this. So if you have applied to be a country representative, nobody needs to train you. But to avoid people not being serious with their job, people are just waiting to be trained. Maybe when after the training I'll start. So that's why we are in this meeting. We want to know those who are interested. And during the training, if there was workshop on Saturday, some people did not come, fine. Then there's workshop on Tuesday, people are not coming, and fine. So if you're going to be a country representative and there are 10 trainings and you attended only 2, you're already saying goodbye to the position, because there are people who are not appointed for that position and they have been in this meeting. For example, there's Frank Mills for Akufu for Ghana. So let's assume he wasn't appointed and is here and is in all the trainings. Of course, automatically that person has taken over and you automatically become an assistant country representative. Chaplain Dr. James Opatumi, I hope I'm allowed to make the statements. Please confirm it. So any country representative that is not regular for training automatically becomes an assistant.
You are very correct, Dr. Yewande, and that's how it should be.
Yeah. So the country representative for Malawi, Dr. Emmanuel Ezekiel, and his assistant, the 2 of them are in this meeting. So there's no how Malawi would not progress, because they can hear it with their eyes, with their ears, they can see with their eyes. All the information is there. You know, and there's somebody from Ghana, there's somebody from UK, there's somebody from US. So these are the countries represented. Chaplain Dr. James, you cannot represent any country because you are the moderator of these people. So the Nigerian representative, we want to know them because now people are asking for WHOPE endorsements, and we want those country representatives to be the one endorsing them, so they know it's like a training. They investigate these organizations and see whether they can collaborate with WHOPE. And once there's a collaboration possibility, then we endorse them. So that's how we are going to train our country representatives. We don't want to have offices in every country of the world. Of course, that will be quite expensive. And that's why we are having this meeting. How can you collaborate as a country representative, as a multinational representative? That being said, Frank Mills Akufu, we were hoping to hear from him again, but he's having network. He's able to connect. Frank Mills, is there any last words you'd like to say? Frank Mills, I have your number. So if you're not able to speak, I have your number in the chat room. No, he's not able to connect. So in Yoruba language, Ó dàbọ̀. In French, au revoir. Jacinta in Chichewa, how do you say goodbye? Okay. Frank Mills in Akan, Ghana. We don't have a Ghana translation because I couldn't pay the translator. So maybe Frank would like to do a translation in Ghana. Ghanaian, Akan, Ghana. So bye everyone, and see you soon for the workshop in March. And congratulations to Malawi again for coming here, country representative and assistant.
Thank you so much. Goodbye.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thank you.